Hey, welcome back to the Infants Podcast. This is Brian.
This is Darryl.
And Darryl, this is episode 528. Shot to the heart, in the stomach, in the face. Rip Criston Cole. I think I spelled his name wrong.
Criston.
Yeah, Criston. There's an O, not an A. Anyway. Yeah, so this week we are going to be talking about House of the Dragon, obviously. X-Men 97, and finally, the fun part, Avatar Aang.
The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender. How many times have you watched it now?
I've only watched it once. Yeah, I haven't been able to.
I'm going to be honest, I've only watched it once today. You think I'm kidding.
No, I'm laughing because I know you're not kidding.
I mean, I bought it. So, even though it's free on, free to me on Paramount Plus, I was like, no, I'm buying it. So,
Yeah, I'm waiting until I can get the physical copy of it.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do that too, because the what deleted scenes I've seen are sick.
Oh,
there's
a lot. Not know
they cut a lot out to get to the 85 minutes.
I did not know there were deleted scenes.
They have the animatic of the actual fight between Taga and Team Avatar when Aang's getting the stave. So it's brutal.
Yeah. So definitely getting it for that man.
Hell yeah. All right. Before we get started, training camp kicked off this week. Very excited. My New York Football Giants are bringing me tremendous joy with how well this team gets along, how much fun they are, and the fact that I'm pretty sure Theo Johnson's going to get cut. So.
On the Bengals end, we got good news about Shamar Stewart, who he had his most impressive imitation of a flamingo with his leg yesterday, and pretty much everyone thought, including doctors online, literal doctors that do this stuff, they thought, oh yeah, his knee is gone. Hyperextended knee. He's going to be out for several weeks instead of the entire year, like the poor saps for the Carolina Panthers, who have torn their ACLs.
Yeah.
So
the whole thing is just crazy to think about all these people getting hurt the way they're getting hurt, and it's not even the season yet.
Yeah, training camp is the scariest time because you're just practicing, you're getting ready, and at least if you get hurt for a game, it sucks, especially if it's early on.
Yeah.
At least it's a game. When guys get hurt in practice, that's the worst thing. It's just like,
you got hurt in practice? We're talking about practice?
Not the game. Just practice.
Well, I'm mixing Allen Iverson and the one coach from the Colts. We're talking about practice.
Yeah. So before we move to, what we do, there are two things that I just don't like. And it's being tone deaf and just putting your head in the sand and saying this will hopefully go away. And conversely, there's the arrogance that says, I don't care, I don't respect you, I'm still going to do this. Why do I say that? As you know, on July 1st, so it's been almost a month now, almost exactly a month. It'll be exactly a month tomorrow, where Sony announced that starting in January of 2028, they not just Sony, but their partners, their third party. So they made this decision, across the board, no more discs for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6. Any game before that, you're going to have your physical copies. So they've been getting lambasted for the last 4 weeks. They haven't said a damn thing. They're trying to ignore it.
Right.
They're getting just clowned because they also submitted a patent for a controller that does not have any buttons. And I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. But a couple days ago, it might have been yesterday, Again, this is Sony who said no more physical copies of games.
Mhm.
They posted an ad for their new, wait for it, vinyl record player.
Oh, you just can't make this shit up, can you?
If you would have told me a company did that, I would have laughed. They're like, "That's pretty funny, Brian." But there, no company's going to do that.
This sounds like
Yes.
Triple H is booking the releases for Sony. Anyway. So
God.
while you're upset about things, I am just over the moon with my pop culture this week. Um, I got to go see Spider-Man this morning. So we won't be talking about that because Darryl hasn't seen it. But man, when he turns into Man Spider, it was crazy.
Wasn't he like 8 feet tall?
He was 17 feet tall. He made the Hulk, Savage Hulk, look like a little girl. Anyway, I won't give my rating until next week, but I highly recommend everybody go see it. I'm going to see it again on Sunday. So,
And like I told you, like yesterday, the two people that I saw really liked it, or the two channels that talked about it, the out of the theater react and had good things to say. I've
yeah.
seen a couple more today. Again, non-spoilery. Talk to you. And also this movie, and we'll have to double back, kind of circle back next week. But we're thinking the box office is it's going to be one of those mega box office opening weekends.
I think it's gonna probably open around 120, like conservatively.
Yeah,
What, you think it'll be more? I'm talking about just U.S. Just in the U.S. It'll open at
I'm
least
talking
120.
about U.S. too.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it's going to be at least one. It's going to be far higher than 120. Like I'm going to go 150 minimum. And if I'm going to get a little, percentage of that, I'll jump it up to 200.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, just some random dude you have no idea who it is,
Let's see.
and tell your
Okay, hold on. So, super fatigue is real. Spider-Man fatigue is not. Tom Holland's Brand New Day could score one of the biggest opening weekends ever. They're estimating. Okay, here, I'll just read it. Super fatigue is no match for Peter Parker. Sure, comic book movies have been on the fritz, but everyone's friendly neighborhood web slinger is about to change the narrative with Sony and Marvel's Spider-Man Brand New Day, swinging into a truly heroic box office debut. Estimates range between 260 million to 280 million for the 4,300 North American theaters, which means it's tracking to land one of the biggest opening weekends in history. Projections have been climbing and climbing in the days leading up to the release, with some bullish box office watchers suggesting to start over 300 million isn't out of the question. Sony is suggesting more conservative launch around 190 to 195, though basically everyone believes the film's opening will be at least 250 million. That's North America. Domestic.
I didn't know the estimates were that high.
Yeah. So it had the overseas over 300. I'll say this. So a lot of these movies have had just culture war issues. I'm gonna be nice about this. That have overtaken the movie. This is the Spider-Man movie I've always wanted to see, because I don't like, I as much as I love like teenage, like ultimate, like early 50s Spider-Man. My most formative years of reading Spider-Man has been adult Spider-Man, and I have wanted a post-college Peter Parker for as long as I can remember, and they gave that to me.
That is some high praise.
So, And you know how, like, I mean, I'm wearing my with great responsibility, with great power comes great responsibility ring right now. So it's like, oh, I just go see it. If it gets dusty in the theater, especially at the very end, don't say I didn't warn you.
I praise. That's all I have said it before.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
I mean, when's the last time I walked out of a movie, any movie, and I called you and I gave you that score?
You gave 8.8 to Michael,
Yeah, but I
but you
mean,
didn't
like,
call me. Well, I called you technically
yeah,
speaking.
but like, but I did not call you and gush about the movie for my entire bike ride home.
No. Well, I called you, so.
Well, whatever. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
texted
called me
you.
back.
Yeah, I called you back. Well, because I hit the wrong button on my helmet.
Uh,
Anyway.
Fair. That's fair.
I did make it home safely, so that's good. With a
2 hours later.
no, it was instead of a 7-minute ride, it was like an 18-minute ride.
Oh, it's not too bad.
But I went like the long way, and I was very conservative with the battery because I forgot to charge it. Then I didn't realize until I was halfway to the gym. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. What's happening here? Oh, I see what's happening here. I don't have any charge. Anyway. All right. Let's hop right in. Where'd my mouse go? There you are. To the reviews this week. We're starting off with X-Men 97. This episode was titled Strange Land, Savage Heart.
Which, spoiler alert, means we're getting into Savage Lands.
I mean, I love the Savage Land. I actually loved how they dealt with the inhibiting of the powers. Because it's not like, because in the comics, it's just a place where just mutant powers don't work.
Right. Yeah.
And like they made it like a technology based thing, which I really liked because it made the end of the episode much more exciting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I like the idea of the Savage Land more in the comic because, but again, when you're in the comic and you're telling a story over episodes over issues, it makes more sense and you can still find exciting stuff. But when you're in an animated, I don't think it would work as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been fine, but you're right. It makes it much more exciting. Them being able to use their powers. So,
well, especially with like the story for Bishop throughout the episode.
Right. Yeah.
So, although I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to see him explode. Okay, so this episode opens up.
That's racist.
Completely forgot Ileana died in Genosha.
Yeah, like, that was. So there were a couple things, because this is based on the whole Genosha thing is based on. Is that what story arc is
it's
that?
Based on a bunch of different things. It was like there was like Asteroid M and Genosha, and then like the like when they had like San Francisco, when they took over Alcatraz, when there were only like 200 mutants left. But like for this, like the way they went after Genosha was like, kind of just a mix of a bunch of stories. But they killed off a lot of mutants. Like, I mean, it wasn't like No More Mutants type like genocide from Scarlet Witch, but it was just an interesting way to start because then Colossus joins the acolytes of Magneto, which, man, I always forget about Exodus as a character.
Well, you can forget about him again.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, that's fair. But like Exodus 1, I love his design.
Right.
Right? I love the design of him. He was introduced in X Factor 92 in 1993. Scott Lobdell and Joe Quesada created him back when Joe Quesada, before he was the editor-in-chief, when, like, man, you want to talk about a great artist.
I love this
Joe
stuff.
Quesada does not get the laurels that he deserves.
That is yes, I agree.
Anyway, but so they abduct Graydon Creed, who is also one of the more interesting villains in the X universe because he is the son of Sabretooth and Magneto. And
Mystique.
Mystique, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God, some weirdo is writing some fanfic right now.
I was like, I
Shipping
didn't think about
Sabretooth.
that.
Anyway,
Oh
so
my god.
Sabretooth and Mystique, and he is the half brother of one Kurt Wagner.
Yes.
So he shows up and announces that he's going to run for president. So the acolytes, the AOM, if you will, abduct him and demand X Factor release the imprisoned mutants in exchange for his life. So obviously, I always want to say Rachel Cooper, but that's not her name. We'll just say Agent Cooper. Charles does what Charles does best and just completely ignores her and sends Nightcrawler, Rogue, Beast, Bishop, and Polaris to the Savage Land to de-escalate things, if you will. I will say this. If you're sending a team to de-escalate things, Nightcrawler is definitely on this team. Nobody else is on that team for the people that he sent.
Yeah.
Like, Beast is a straight up supervillain.
I really liked how they do Nightcrawler because they truly lean into his faith, which is one of the issues I have with Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Like the newest inclination of Daredevil. They kind of did, I think, a little bit in season 2, but it's mentioned, but it's never really, it feels like an add-on.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a part of his character. And I think in the writers, what they've done with Wagner is it's who he is. And I love the idea of this. It's like, first of all, him arguing for someone who would want him dead, even if it is his half brother,
right,
who hates him for who he is. I mean, that shows, well, one, that shows what type of character he is, and two, again, it goes to be what is a hero. A hero is doing. It's easy to do the right thing when there's no pressure, when everything is going, your way. But a hero does the right thing even when it's the hard thing to do. And that's what when we talk about how writing goes nowadays with heroes a lot of the time, that's what happens. We have with Supergirl. You know what a hero does? A hero doesn't murder someone who is helpless. A villain who is literally helpless.
Well, I mean,
that's not a hero.
She's not a hero. That's part of the
no,
issue.
That's my whole point. But I just really love the writing of this episode. Again, this is the second. Well, I won't say it took me a minute to get into it because actually I love the banter that they showed between Polaris and Bishop on the plane. We had some of that good stuff.
I like the little tension too when they finally got to the ground.
Oh yeah, that was straight up one of those like rom-com moments.
Yeah. It was their meet cute.
Yeah.
So, real quick, back to Nightcrawler. I do like that he wears the cleric collar.
Yeah.
In his new X-Men garb. I love the uniforms. The new X-Men uniforms look great. I love the whole X-Corp building and like the table. And, I think it's a great direction to take the show. And like, while it's still paying homage and reverence to the original X-Men series, it is, and this happened midway through last season. It has firmly become its own show.
Right. Yes.
And in some ways even better than
absolutely
the 90s one. I mean, not just from
not just the
animation standpoint of view, but from a storytelling. So I liked the trial of Graydon Creed with Colossus and Kurt and the whole thing going through it. I liked because Colossus wasn't the lawyer, but he was presiding over it. And it was really interesting because when he hesitates to deliver a verdict, Exodus attacks him.
Yeah.
And then Polaris and Bishop saved a day riding in on some pterodactyls, which I thought was like really cool animation.
I love how you say pterodactyl still.
What? It's like Panomia. Anyway. But the pterodactyls looked really cool. Like I like the claws and stuff. It was a fun little like it kind of anyway. Yeah. So then Nightcrawler and Exodus get into a sword duel. And I don't know if you remember last season when Rogue was laid up and Logan and Kurt were fighting all of the
the what are
cyborg
they called?
people.
The Sentinel. What the?
Yeah, the human
Whatever.
sentinels.
Yeah.
And Kurt was just like triple wielding. Watching
that was incredible.
Watching Kurt fight with the sword, they animate that so well. But before the like, even though he defeats him, Creed shoots Exodus and takes Nightcrawler hostage. And Nightcrawler, like, he's not even fucking around at this point. He just takes him to a frozen wasteland in, like, I guess Antarctica, and just leaves him there. Like, and they're like, yeah, X Factor, you can pick this dick bag up. So, but we get Colossus returning to the X-Men, and there's this great scene between Kurt and Colossus where Kurt was like, did I argue well enough to save him? Did I convince you to save him? And Colossus very honestly says no, but Ileana would have. And I thought that was such a touching moment because, you know, Kurt and Ileana were close, being teleporters and, you know, among other things. I really hope they figure out a way to bring, like, some of these dead X-Men back.
Right.
You know, not in the Mr. Sinister way. But god damn it if the little teaser post stinger at the very end of the episode wasn't, like, awesome.
Yeah.
So X-Force goes to Athens and they find a burned up Apocalypse, and Jubilee finds a burnt up playing card. Remember it.
I can't wait for next week.
So, I mean, he's obviously one of the Horsemen. Next week's episode is actually called The Dead Man's Hand, which is the penultimate episode. And then on the 12th, we have the finale. But that being said, Darryl, out of 5, strange mutants in a savage land, or sorry, savage mutants in a savage land doing savage things. What do you give this?
Another 4 out of 5. Again, what can I say? This is one of those episodes that I won't say it didn't even start off slow. It actually started off well, and then there was a lull. And when I say lull, it's like because it's only 23 minutes long, it's like a 2-minute lull or something like that. But man, once it hit the climax, and then like you said, I really love that scene with Kurt and Piotr. That was, I mean, again, it's just the character of Kurt Wagner is so well done in the show. So 4 out of 5. Again, still the animation, the action is just so pristine. Just another notch on the belt for this series.
Yeah. So I give it a 4.2 out of 5. I really liked it. I thought it was great. I agree with everything you said. Plus, we get some more X-Men deep cut characters that are always fun to see show up.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. House of the Dragon, episode 6, season 3, Faceless Men. This got going.
What would have been awesome?
What?
Is if they had a nice little montage through this somewhere in this episode, maybe at the end, and then Creed's Faceless Man was being played in the background.
That would have been cool. Or what would have been another thing that could have been cool is if Jock and Hagar walked by us somewhere in the episode.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Anyway, even though it's hundreds of years before he shows up.
A man does not age.
Well, I mean, Jock and Hagar is not a man's name. So Criston and his army ambush the Tollies. by playing dead. It was a really cool fight scene. And then the Starks show up, and it's really interesting because they come through the village and they're like, where it's like the Arby's commercial. Where is everybody? Where did everybody go? Arby's roast beef sale. And so the Starks come out of the woods, like just the feral wolves that they are. And Roderick and Oscar, basically, lambast him into fighting, like, and he's like, well, I'll fight the two of you one-on-one. And then Alasane Blackwood just shoots him 3 times, like stomach, chest, and face,
like through the cheek,
just in the right under the eye. And now the greatest fighter in all the realms is dead. With he's a pincushion now.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. I don't remember if that's how it happened in the book, and I meant to go check a wiki of Ice and Fire to.
Yeah, he did. I double checked. Yeah.
Okay. So then we get Aegon, Lars, and Tyland's plan to flee to Essos. Honestly, I have zero interest in that storyline right now until they get to Dragonstone, which will probably be either in the last episode or the first episode of the final season 4. And then Rhaenyra is told to leave the Vale again. So it's like, girl, you killed your brother-in-law, your cousin, same person. Rhaenyra wants you dead because you were the dragon rider of Sheepstealer, and you are slowly losing your mind, and you've crashed out and you've cut all your hair off. Maybe the best thing to do is just take Sheepstealer and like fly as far away as possible.
Yeah, just fly to Essos for all I care. Just go. I'm kind of tired, and again, there's more of this episode, but because there's some really good stuff that happens, especially when we talk about Daemon and Daemon putting on the disguise to try to find out who killed his men. In Tumbleton.
Yep.
And I mean, you got to do a better job hiding your hair, buddy.
Yeah. There's that, and then you've got Alice Rivers showing Aemond the 5 dragon eggs at Harrenhal, which was really cool. And then, so he disguises himself as a city watchman, and he kills the guy after the interrogation. I did like how in the small council meeting, he was like, it was 3 and 8 and 2 and 20 and 5 or 5 and 20 of my men were killed. It's like, oh my God, how do you even fucking do that math? So, wait, 5 and 20, is that 25 or is that 100? What's happening here? Is this Common Core? Is this a train leaves Cincinnati at 2:35 p.m. traveling 118 miles per hour, and a train leaves San Francisco at 5:48 p.m. traveling 18 miles per hour? When will they knock over a cabbage truck? Like, so it just made me laugh. It took me completely out of the scene, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. To be fair, I will say before I start this, like, Rhaenyra is starting to fall into. She actually is starting to do things that, a queen in her situation, instead of crying and whinging, she actually seems like she's falling into the role a little bit when she sends Alicent on a stealthy mission.
Yeah.
But there's some, like I said, there's some good stuff. And again, I have no complaints about the story moving along because it is actually moving along. It's just episode, it was like last week. It didn't really capture me, even though I can say there was some good stuff happening. like I was having trouble focusing on this episode, and I'm not sure why, because it wasn't bad.
I,
It was actually
I'll tell you.
solid
I'll tell you the
storytelling.
issue. It's all of the stuff with the high towers. The what's his name?
Ormond,
Ormond. Like the Ormond stuff. Like
yeah,
Gwaine cut down the fake Baratheons and Ormond throws up.
yeah,
It's like, okay, but um it was just like it's that kind of stuff. At this point, like the cordless storyline in Alan and his two boys are an afterthought. And so every time we go to them, um
like
that that it just kind of halts the progress because there
that's
hasn't been enough focus on them, which they should have.
that is a perfect yes. When you see Corlys and you see a flashback, I guess, of his men celebrating after a big victory, and then you see him staring up at the tree with, I'm assuming those were all his men that were hanged.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we jumping? That is not something you just jump through,
Yeah.
especially when you've only had bits and pieces of him. But we're getting all this stuff with Ormond. We're getting this stuff with Laris and Aegon.
Right.
It's really annoying. It's kind of frustrating, and I'm glad because I saw that, and because I really like Corlys, and I like his character, and what they putting him on the back burner like they did, and it's
Yeah.
almost like this episode, like, oh yeah, by the way, we should
Yeah.
probably do something with him.
Like they could have left out the Hugh story, like sneaking to Tumbleton to see his wife who wants nothing to do with him. That just
Right.
that's
Didn't care about that at all.
it's stupid. Like he should have just what should have happened is like, which we know he doesn't, but like when he gets his lands, he should just send for her. But sneaking into Tumbleton the way he did was just stupid. And she's like, for a dragon, you left us for a dragon. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Just-
bitch, he has a dragon. Like, do you have a
Yeah,
dragon? No, you've got some dick bag that you're married to now. Like,
It was just like I and again, her reaction to that, and
Yeah.
yes, I know you've been through a lot. You know what? I don't care.
And even though he's a partial Targaryen, Hugh the Hammer is, his Targaryen genes are weak because his daughter looks just like his wife and does not have the silver hair.
Right?
So I'm thinking it might not be his daughter.
I was about to say, better ask that mailman.
Yeah. So maybe the one of the rat catchers in Flea Bottom.
The rat catchers that are no more.
Right. So anyway. But yeah, so then you have Alicent telling Rhaenyra that Helena is a seer and has dreamed of Armand at Harrenhal. So she agrees to free them if Alicent goes to Harrenhal and kills Aemond. And then the episode ends with Corlys getting captured.
Yeah, it's. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. It just feels as if the focus is not right.
Yeah.
Like the focus that we have on Rhaenyra and Daemon, yes, necessary, and actually it's been solid.
God, I just hate it.
But
I hate that I have to continually like Matt Smith. I don't think you understand the pain, the physical pain that I feel about all the shit I've talked about Matt Smith over the years.
So does this make you want to rewatch his Doctor Who?
No. The Fez was stupid. He was like, it's like, no, honey, we don't need David Tennant. We have David Tennant at home. So it was just, yeah. Honestly, if they would have swapped him with Peter Capaldi, if they would have done Matt Smith first and then done Peter Capaldi, or Peter Capaldi first and then done Matt Smith with Peter Capaldi's storyline, I think it would have been better for both of them. But that's just me. Anyway, I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So out of 5, the old wolf and young pup are out for blood. What do you give this?
3.3 out of 5 again. Good stuff in here. It just did not capture my attention. I had to focus, and it
Mhm.
wasn't like I was tired. It was just my mind was wandering, watching like several aspects of this episode. So
Yeah.
3.3 out of 5 is just
Okay.
it was for me.
Yeah.
So
So I gave it a 4.01. So,
I like
which
that point
it
zero
seems
one.
like a weird score. So here's the thing: the stuff I liked about this episode, I loved. The stuff that I didn't like about this episode, I tolerated. There's nothing that I didn't actually like. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like was the whole, and I know he has a sensitive nose, but the whole Orman throwing up thing, that was stupid. The Corliss aspect, I didn't like that because I haven't liked how they've used Corliss. It's like, again, you mentioned wrestling earlier and Triple H booking. It's like you have this monster in Drew McIntyre, but then you're gonna have this old has been in CTE Phil beat him in Hell in a Cell. It's like, okay, all right, whatever.
Right, right.
You can tell I'm still not over that stupidity.
You're just a Drew McIntyre stan.
Oh, absolutely.
So anyway, all right. So yeah, let's move on to the main event of the episode, which I'm sure we're gonna talk about this for a little while. Avatar Aang, the Last Airbender.
I mean, it only deserves like 5 to 7 minutes, so
You shut your
you know.
whore mouth. You don't understand. I need some, here we go. Hold on. Are we ready? Anyway, like this is what we've been wanting. This is the Avatar that we deserve. This is the Avatar that we should get every time out. This is the thing that, even though it got dumped on Paramount Plus, it has a ton of positive buzz around it. It's got a ton of, you know, great reviews. It's got some actual good, like, oh, hey, maybe like they shouldn't have made it 85 minutes. They should have added a little more time because there's some deleted scenes that would have given even more context. And it's got Toph basically making herself into a Digimon with her hair down.
It's hilarious.
Like,
Digimon.
I mean, come on. The airbending, Batista was the perfect voice for Taga.
Oh man, yeah, he was.
Even though I don't think he matches with the ladies' view on who should have been what character. Anyway, so we don't have the original voices, which is fine. Actually, that's not true. D. Bradley Baker is back as Appa and Momo, so that's good.
And for me, that was not fine. It was fine in the sense of they didn't screw it up,
Yeah,
like the new voices. But when you know voices, because I did not realize that the whole issue behind the change in the voices, which is absolutely bullshit.
yeah,
But I just, like, the first couple minutes, I'm like, why do they feel like they're off a beat?
yeah.
Like, again, not majorly, but when you know somebody or when you know something and you know something's just a hair off in the I was like, because the dialogue is the same as what I would expect. The
Right.
banter between the characters, all of that was great. All of that was what I would have expected from Team Gang,
It's called Team Avatar.
Team Gang,
Team Avatar.
as adults or young adults. All of that was fine. The animation was, oh my goodness, dude. The animation was incredible. Just absolutely incredible.
So
But I
the
did take a
animation
little
was
bit.
done by Flying Bark Productions, with Studio Mir handling the additional like kind of additional services, and
Okay.
Studio Papuri, later on combining 2D hand drawn animation for the 3D animated elements. But Studio Mir obviously did the stuff when they were kids, when they were
I
in this
tip
mirror world.
I tip my hat to them because this was fabulous. from an animation standpoint. The story was great. I took small points off for the voices, which, like, to your point, they were fine. Just, my ear just felt just slightly out of tune with
Yeah.
them.
Well, and
But
so I mean, but they changed, like, it wasn't just the gang. They also changed Cabbage Man, who was James C, which they replaced with Ken Jeong. And like the woman who did the casting talked about how, like, oh well, there's all these great voice actors out there. Then why are you putting Ken fucking Jeong as like a throwaway when the Cabbage guy should have
yeah,
been the Cabbage guy?
and you heard what's his name too? I almost said Timu.
Taika Waititi.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean,
Timu.
like, so
No, but it's to the point of, you're talking about the fact that you have all these great voice actors. Why are you given? I mean, it's not necessary.
well,
That's basically
because Jerome from Flight of the Conchords wasn't available to rehash his character from Moana because everything is shiny. That's who he was. He was the shiny crab from Moana, just with a whole bunch
I
of
did
eyes
not.
instead of
Oh, that's
pinchers.
great.
That was like,
That's
when
awesome.
Haley
That's
and
hilarious.
I were watching, I started singing that song, and she was like, she's like, why do you have to ruin things for me? I'm like, I didn't ruin. I made it better. Which, by the way, his character's name was Gorilla Vark.
Yes.
So anyway, but yeah, it didn't bother me at all. One of my favorite voices was Ronnie Chen, who was the Fire Nation messenger.
Oh, okay.
When he was like, "Flamey yo, hot man," and don't forget the fire cakes.
Like, is that dude still bugging you?
Yeah,
Like, is he annoying?
Is he still annoying you? I will say, here's the thing though. I think Zach Tyler Essen, I don't know what he sounds like as an adult, but like I think Eric Nam was like a great voice for Aang. Mae Whitman definitely could have still been Katara. Jack DeSena should have definitely been Sokka, and well, and then
Dante Bosco.
well, Michaela Jill Murphy definitely could still be Toph. And then yes, Dante Brasco should have been Fire Lord Zuko, because I'll be honest, whenever I hear Steve Yeun, all I can think of is Galra Keith from Voltron Legendary Defender. Even when he's voicing Mark on Invincible. So
I didn't even think about that.
I'm just
yeah.
waiting for the Golra to show up, and like, when is Mark going to get the Black Lion finally?
Oh man, I love that show.
So good. Even the two crappy, like, kind of vehicle version seasons were still really good. Anyway, which, by the way, if you have a VPN, you can just like go to like European Netflix, I think even Canadian Netflix, and you can watch it still. But okay, the animation is great. The voicing was great for the most part. The story is fantastic.
Yeah, it felt like I was like playing one of my, open world RPGs with the story where you have this. Okay, that you run in. Okay, what is this? These bands. What was their names? The Denied.
The Denied.
Or
yeah, because
like,
they are denied bending.
yeah,
I think it did a really good job about that whole power imbalance. Like, and I think Korra did a really good job with this too, for the most part, with the power imbalance between benders and non-benders without making it preachy. And then when the Denied get the powers from Taga, like, and then lose the powers because, Aang's like, I'm not having these people represent me. They are far too aggressive. The whole flowers for an Algernon thing that's going to happen to all those people after like having, the pinnacle of power and then losing it.
yeah, and then what you're talking about the animation. I mean, there were a few. It wasn't even just fight scenes where the bending was being used. The scene into what was it, the Forever Storm?
Yep.
Was first of all, the stakes that they put together, the way I am always um excited, and yeah, I always show reverence when I see a scene in a movie or a TV show that you can tell that was well put together, well thought out. And the way that the animators and the storyboarders thought out that whole forever storm scene was just exceptional.
Yeah.
It was exceptional because everything made sense. How they were trying to get through the storm, and oh nope, you got to do this now, then you got to do this
Yeah.
up, you need Toph, you need to close this up. Zuko's wait for my signal, I have to prime the engine.
Yeah.
Like all of this stuff.
When Katara goes full Moses.
Oh man,
Dude, just casually splitting the ocean
Yeah.
in half. She's like, I'm out here. Not only did she split it in half, she was not on the airship. She was surfing on water
yes,
when she did it. Like, it was, of all the cool bending feats we've gotten to see, that might be number one.
she was just showing off.
I will say this.
That was just incredible.
The character development that Katara went through, and like how they portrayed her in this, like even when she was like, we should turn around and they're almost there, it wasn't like Katara of the past where you're like, girl, you're almost there. It's like, no, she's looking out for Aang. She's trying to protect Aang because Aang opened up to her about being the last airbender and what happens if he dies. And she's trying to protect him. And plus her Spidey or her Peter Tingle was going off about Taga, where the rest of them were like, ooh, look at this muscly guy.
Yeah. A little disappointed in Toph and her.
Dude, Toph is a horn dog.
I know she was like seriously, yeah.
Who's gonna tell me? Is he attractive? I just want to know. He sounds like he's attractive. Like the Seisman since like he's attractive, and then Zuko's like he's attractive objectively. It's the cheekbones.
Yeah.
Of course, there's people out there now who are like, oh, Zuko's gay. No, he's not.
No.
Stop.
No.
Just stop. You got your gay avatar. That's
like a dude saying, like, dude, Ryan Gosling is an attractive dude, even though he's a liability in the backfield. He's still an attractive dude.
Yeah.
So what?
Dude, did you see the meme going around about how the Marvel missed the biggest opportunity to not make him Ghost Rider, but to make him Black Panther?
Oh no, I did not.
They're like, this is fine, but this is what we really wanted. Anyway, so all right, so we haven't really we've jumped all over the place. Okay, so this takes place 13 years after the end of the 100 Years' War. So, Aang's 26, and 126. And he's gathering relics because he's trying to restore his home, the Southern Air Temple, when he's attacked and everything. And you were talking about the animation things. The air glider mobile, when he was fighting on that and like using it to like kind of like protect himself and get away, and then when it like falls, like the animation for that was amazing. And then plus he was like, that's 1,000 years old. It was like the most Aang thing, right? I really liked the character designs. I mean, Sokka, like he's got the longer pony. He's like, he's still Sokka. Zuko's got the Thorius hair, looking like a straight badass. And then even like Toph, Toph is like the most like she's basically running around in a tube top the whole time, and like long and like pants and just she's got the metal gauntlets on. Like I just thought like the design, and then Katara looked great. Katara was like what you would expect from a teenage Katara, because she's modest. She's still got her choker necklace. She's still got the hair loopies. I will say my favorite fight, and this is why I kind of want I kind of hope at some point we get like the actual full animation of the scene against the Team Avatar and Taga, was she was the only one who went toe to toe with him.
Yeah, well, you know why?
She didn't trust him.
be water, my friend.
Yes.
Water can crash or water can flow.
I think it's more, if you stare at the finger, you miss the moon and all of the heavenly glory. Anyway,
So,
um,
so
so
you're saying that there's even more of that fight scene? Is that
yeah,
what you're?
I watched it. It's on, like, this stuff's popping up all over YouTube. Like,
Okay.
so I didn't even bother to look and see if it was on like the iTunes version that I bought. Now I think about it, it might be on there, but I'm definitely gonna get the 4K because I bought the 4K digital. Anyway, Sokka's creating things. I love it. He's in his workshop and he's got the three shitty little water tribe kids, and they're like, why did the Avatar want to talk to you? It was
Like, you little jerks.
yeah, you guys can go just jump in a frozen pond and be frozen under the ice for 100 years, you little shitheads. And you get a tissue. You've got a runny nose. So, and like the scene when Aang goes into the Avatar state was amazing. It was the coolest thing because they're always shown in like the kind of the ever expanding circle, right? Like the next one dies and they're in the middle, and then everybody takes a step back and the circles get bigger. And the way it just like when he went into the spirit world to find out what was happening, about who Sonam was, and then he got to talk to Data from the Goonies about it.
Yeah. I yeah, and from there, one of the other things they do with the Taga before he broke bad is watching him show Aang, and this is where the heartbreaking stuff was. This is where you kind of knew, we watch enough movies, we know stories, so we kind of knew where it was going when Taga gets released. But then you see when him showing Aang how airbenders can work together. That, first of all, that idea, and just seeing something again, I haven't seen Korra, so I don't know if anything like that ever happened in
There
Korra.
is an awesome scene in season 3 where like Janora is like, we've never had this many. There haven't been this many Earthbenders together in over 100 years. Let's go, team. But yeah.
So watching that, and again watching and seeing the uses of like airbending, like Taga just was an airbending tank.
Yeah.
Just
dude, the little 2-finger swirl one shot that he did, and then the way he could supercharge the air and then like flash next to you.
Right. So that's what, and I know Matt said it. That was Piccolo's special beam cannon from Dragon Ball Z. That's basically what that was.
Yeah, I've never watched DBZ, so but yeah, and then Aang just picks it up because he's fucking Aang. He's a prodigy. But yeah, I thought it was great. I also think too, so when Sonam's spirit city is coming down and Tara's dumping it right on Republic City, it's like these people who live in Republic City are so fed up with the goddamn spirits in the spirit world. And then like Korra opens a spirit portal in the middle of Republic City and refuses to close it. And so, and these people are like, yeah, anyway. You definitely need to watch, you're going to have to watch Korra before you watch Seven Havens.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
So, I mean, it's four 12-episode seasons. It's really easy to get through. They're like, the first season's amazing. You'll watch that in like a day or two. The second season, they weren't gonna have a second season. It was supposed to be just the 12 episodes because it's book 4 air. But then it goes on, and then season 3 is, I'll put season 3 up against anything. And then season 4 is really good. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so great movie, great story, great voice acting, great animation, great, again, reverence to the source material, and we get to see the creation of the Air Acolytes. So again, you haven't watched Korra, so you don't know what the Air Acolytes are, but it was awesome to see that. And then the one girl from The Denied who was just like right there. And then it ends on the most wholesome note ever, where
Oh
we get to
man,
see the original Airbenders living free and their king returns.
that was yes.
And it got dusty in the room. Dude, I'm not kidding. There's like 3 times during Spider-Man where I'm like, oh my God, I am a grown fucking man. Um, so I'm a man, lady. I'm a man. So yeah. All right. So out of 10, the name is Sokka, and I'm gonna rock ya. What do you give this?
So it would have been a 9, but the voices brought it down. I had 8.78, but as we talked about it, this is an 8.88 out of 10.
I'm gonna update your score right now.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think one of the first thing I said, I was like, I want more Avatar.
This
And
is a
if not,
9.
I don't.
Yeah. More. We need more
I,
right now.
we need
October
more
9th can't
of,
get here fast enough.
yeah. Well, I'm saying we need more.
Oh.
Also need more of Team
We
Avatar.
do. Like there is a ton of story to tell.
Yes, and
Sorry.
isn't there like graphic novels out?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. They're great.
Yeah,
So I have all
I'm
of
thinking
them.
about looking into those now.
But check out the Neon Ichiban app. It's like the guy who started Comixology and then screwed us all when he sold it to Amazon started this. I think they're all on there. So
Okay.
Anywho, I give it a 9 out of 10. I love this. I don't know how many times I've watched it at this point.
You only watched it once today, though.
Just once today. But then I did watch like 4 YouTube videos about it too. So, yes, it's excellent. If you don't have Paramount Plus, I'm pretty sure you can buy it on Amazon as well. Let me just go to, let me check. Because I know you can buy it on Apple, Prime Video. I guess I can just search for it. Avatar Aang. Click. Yeah, it's for sale. It's $14.99 on Amazon. It's $19.99 on Apple.
Okay. So, also, yes, I was just checking Amazon just for reference, and oh boy, there's a ton of Avatar, Last Airbender, graphic novels and books.
Yeah.
To choose from. So,
you can always just borrow them too if you want.
Oh, so there's always the Avatar, The Last Airbender, the official baking book too.
There you go. You can learn how to make fire flakes. All right. On that note, thank you all for listening. Go check out Avatar Aang. It is the worthy successor that we all hoped it would be, and hopefully there's more to come. Seven Havens comes out on Paramount Plus on October 9th. And yeah, go watch Avatar again. Watch Korra. If you haven't watched Korra, watch Korra. Definitely watch Korra.
That
not
is
just you.
I need to. Yes, I know. I'm just saying. I'm putting that at the top of my list now. I have to plan it out. So October 9th. Is that right for the next one?
And I mean, like, Korra is a screw up. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, but I love the character. Like, I love the character because she's so flawed.
Well, I was about to say, without having seen other than the first episode when she's a little kid and she's doing like going through everything.
I'm the Avatar. You got to deal with it. It's a great introduction to the character. It's a great introduction. Funny. Because the White Lotus are like, are you sure? We've had many people who have been telling us that they're the Avatar and it hasn't worked out. And it's Stephen Root is the voice. And then it's like, oh, yeah, no, this girl can water, earth, and fire bend. All at the same time. Anyway, all right. On that note, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. We're going to talk about Brand New Day. We're going to probably talk about Brand New Day for like at least 30 minutes. So be prepared for that. And then we'll just talk about the other two TV shows unless something else happens. Maybe we'll do some post-Comic-Con wrap-up. But thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. And remember, be infamous. The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.